problem that I found in my Grand i10 is that all of you must be known about that already, that the braking of the Grand i10 is actually not so good. It doesn't mean that your car is not going to stop, but it should be even better than this, because if you drive it on the highway and if you want to stop in the emergency, so it will take 1 or 2 seconds more than expected. Okay, so this is the first major problem. So this was the first problem, and the second is the most important thing, the mileage. The mileage of the Grand i10 is really not so impressive. The ARAI claim mileage for the Grand i10 is 19.77, and if we compare it with the other 1200cc cars like Swift Desire, Tiago, so the ARAI claim mileage for the Tiago is 23.8, and that for the Swift Desire is 22, and the new Figo which is coming, the ARAI claim mileage for the Figo is 24.4, so which is quite good. So here the mileage of the Grand i10 is 2 to 2.5 kilometer less than other 1200cc cars. So if you are driving this car for 10,000 kilometers in a year, and if you service this car once in a year, then you will have to pay minimum 6,000 rupees more than the other cars like the Tiago or the Swift. So we can simply say that it is 6,000 rupees expensive per year than other competitors. So this was the second problem, that was that of the mileage. And third is the steering wheel. The steering wheel is very light, and this is actually not a big problem, but it will actually give you a better feeling in the city. It will feel very light and smooth to drive in the city. You will actually have fun with it, but if you drive it on the higher speed above 90, then it will become very light and you will feel a little bit unstable on the highway on the higher speed. And I will recommend you, if you are driving in the India, it may be the 6-lane highway, but don't drive above the 90 kilometers. 80 to 90, above the 90 kilometers, 80 to 90 kilometers is the best speed that you can drive on. You will get the best mileage and also the better speed. And the next problem which I find is the width of the tires. So the next problem is the tire size. So let's see what is the tire size of the Grand i10. So you can see here, this is the tire size which is given here, 165 by 65 mm. So that means 10 mm means 1 centimeter. So 165, this measurement is the width of the tire. 165 means 16.5 centimeters. So the width of the tire is, this is the width of the tire, which is the 16.5 centimeter. And for the other cars it is given as 170, minimum 170. So more the width, the car will feel more stable on the higher speed, and it will give you a better feeling in the car. Now let's see what is the next problem. So next I think this panel, this width is given very larger in this car, which makes harder to get in and out of the car. So the reason behind this is that you get more space in the doors to put the 1 liter bottle and other stuff. So that's why this panel is given broader and wider. But getting in the front seat, it is not that hard. But when you think about the rear seats, it is actually not that easy. You can see that here is a very little space to get in and out. There will be no problem for young peoples, but if you it will be harder to get in for the older peoples. Once you get in, there is a sufficient space inside. but I think according to me this panel, this width should be less, that we can get out of the car very easily. So this is the inside space. And the next negative point which I find in this car is the seats. Actually there is no problem in the seat, but the seat cushioning is a little bit less, uh, which makes which will make you tired if you are driving on the longer journeys. And especially the lower back support is very less. If you drive it on the highways for a longer journeys, it will make you means if you will have to take the breaks in your journeys. So friend, these was the negative points about the Grand i10, which I think which are means these things are negative in this car, but it doesn't mean that it is the worst car or very bad car. There are also many positive points in this car as well, and nothing is perfect. Each and every car has some positive points and negative points also. So let's see what are the positive points in this car. So first positive point which I think is the look of this car. The look of the car is really good, and it looks very solid and premium. Then the next positive point is the build quality. As all of us knows that the Hyundai's all cars build quality is really good. Its interior fit and finish is really good. So when you get inside of this car, you will feel really premium than the other cars. The interior build quality and the plastic quality on the doors are is really good. This is the instrument console. Then in the last, in terms of all the things like dimensions, size, space, and the engine power, it is I think it is just the perfect size hatchback. It is not too small or big enough that will make you hard to drive in the city, but it is just perfect. If you are looking for a good premium hatchback, then you can definitely go for it. It has a 1200 cc engine, petrol engine, which produces the 81 bhp of power, and the 256-liter boot space is given, and all the interior space is actually sufficient to seat the 5 peoples. The boot space is 256 liters. And the last thing is engine refinement. So the next thing is the engine refinement. The engine is very refined, and I have driven the other cars like Swift, Desire, Tata Tiago, Ford Figo, and I really find this engine as really refined than any other 1200 cc car in the India. So the engine refinement. So this was all about the Hyundai Grand i10, and please tell me what you think about this video and about this car. So in the last conclusion, I want to say, so the conclusion is that if you want to buy a premium hatchback and 8,000 rupees, 6 to 8,000 rupees per year is not a big deal for you, then definitely you can go for the Grand i10. And if you want the other more affordable car in the 1200 cc, then there is also the good options like wagonR, Tata Tiago, and Swift. In my personal opinion, I would like to say, if you are going for the Grand i10, the most of the people buy the Magna and Sport variant, which comes from the 6.80 lakhs and 7 lakh 30,000. So in this price you can go for the Ford Figo titanium, which is for 7,50,000. I think it is the best car in 7,50,000. If you want to buy a hatchback in the build quality, maintenance cost, mileage, it's a best car. Ford Figo Aspire in the 7,50,000 rupees. And I tell you in this video that the ARAI claim mileage for the Grand i10 is 19.77. And if you want to know what is the real mileage on the real on-road mileage of this car, so you can, I have made a special video on that. You can go in the description box and you can check for it. Thank you so much.